It's a celebration, so it's okay. Use this 5,000 gift properly, my mother-in-law, Jessica, said, pressing a small bag into Thor's hands. My husband, Harry, had a son from the previous marriage whom his mother doted on. Constantly being compared, I tried to protect my own child. One day, as my child was about to enter elementary school, Jessica bought a $5,000 school bag for Thor. For my own child, she gave just an eraser. The blatant disparity was too much to bear, and I felt a surge of anger. Then, Jessica coldly said, "A $5,000 school bag is too much for your stepson." I snapped and decided to stop all financial support to her. I don't care what happens to her afterward. I have no obligation to support her. My name is Rachel James, and I'm 32 years old. I met my husband, Harry, through a dating app. After my divorce, I had lost interest in dating. My friend, worried about me, installed the app and even registered me without my permission. That's where I matched with Harry, who was 2 years older than me, 34 at the time, and we seemed to have a lot in common. At first, I thought he was just an average guy when we met. I was raising my daughter, Alice, as a single mother. Alice's father and I divorced due to irreconcilable differences. My ex-husband not only didn't want custody of Alice, but he also said he didn't want to see her. It was good that there was no custody battle, but I still felt guilty for making my daughter fatherless. Harry, whom I met on a dating app, was different from the others, very suave. I didn't have a good impression of dating apps, but meeting Harry changed my mind. I left Alice with my parents and went on several dates with Harry. I can't have children because of an illness. I don't know the details. Something from my childhood, he told me on our third date. So, I can't marry someone who wants to have biological children. I was impressed that Harry told me about his shortcoming. Most people would hide such a thing, perhaps even get married and conceal it. I didn't care whether I had more children if I remarried. The most important thing was how Alice and Harry get along. I decided to introduce Alice to Harry. Harry suggested going to the aquarium to help Alice relax. I thought Harry was wonderful, always considering Alice's feelings first. Alice, usually shy, quickly warmed up to Harry. Seeing them holding hands and enjoying themselves at the aquarium, I felt a longing. My ex-husband never took us out. In fact, I don't think we ever went anywhere together. Seeing Harry and Alice, I could envision a happy family. It was a heartwarming scene. Harry treated Alice like his own daughter, careful to keep her from harm. Alice, who had never known a father, seems to be having a great time. On the way home, with a sleeping Alice in my arms, Harry smiled and said, "Kids are so cute. I'm envious." I thought I could build a good future with this man. After several more dates, we got engaged. Little did I know the engagement would lead to trouble. Harry's family wasn't wealthy, which I was prepared for. But Jessica's first words were shocking. "A good-for-nothing son deserves a good-for-nothing wife." I couldn't believe a mother would speak of her son that way. I was speechless. "What? I'm just telling the truth. What's wrong with that?" she said coldly. "I'm really sorry," Harry apologized. I didn't know the situation, but I doubted it was something Harry should apologize for. "What's going on?" I asked. Jessica sighed and said, "Do you know why Harry can't have children?" "Yes, it's because he had moms when he was young." I didn't understand why Harry should apologize for that. I looked at Harry, who was silent. He's the eldest son, and now he can't carry on the family line. He needs to apologize properly, she said, crossing her arms. Was she serious? A disease that's hard to prevent? That's the reason? If it was the result of him fooling around, I'd understand. At that moment, I knew I wouldn't get along with Jessica. Harry was drinking in his seat. "So, Rachel, right? Tell me, what's your child's gender?" "Her name is Alice and she's a girl." "Oh, she'll be 6 soon," I said. "Really? That's the same age as my grandson, Thor. What a coincidence," she said with a bright smile. She didn't look at Harry at all. I guess that's how grandmothers are. My parents were nothing like her, so I couldn't compare. I had never met anyone as hard to read as Jessica. She pointed to the photo behind us. "That's Thor. Isn't he cute? And so smart looking." I couldn't honestly say the child I had never met was cute. I just managed a strange smile and said, "He's cute, a lovely child." Jessica didn't seem to notice. Harry sighed beside me. This must be a typical scenario. From then on, Jessica went on and on about her wonderful grandson. his extracurricular activities, his talents, and so on. Thor is the son of Jessica's daughter, Ashley. Ashley lives far away, and they only see each other once a year. Jessica pays for Thor's piano lessons and tutoring. He's aiming for a prestigious school. It was a world completely different from ours. Harry can't produce an heir, so all my hopes are on Thor, she said. Yes, I guess, Harry agreed. This family seemed odd. My family's pretty unique, right? The whole heir thing, even though we have nothing to inherit, he muttered on the way home. Don't worry, Alice and I are your family now, I said. Harry looked surprised, then smiled. I vowed to make Harry happy. A month later, Harry and I registered our marriage. We informed his family by phone. We took a family photo, just the three of us, and framed it in our new home. I've never been this happy, he said, smiling. Mommy, this dress is so pretty. Let's keep smiling like this forever. I took a photo of that moment and hung it in our new home. Harry doted on Alice like his own child. He always made sure to attend Alice's kindergarten events. I felt truly grateful for remarrying. About a year after Harry and I got married, Jessica started visiting our home frequently. I had started a part-time job for a few hours, while Alice was at kindergarten to save money for the future. Whenever Jessica came, she would brag about Thor. Thor won the piano competition, you know? Oh, that's great. Does Alice have any extracurricular activities? Not really. Well, she can't be as talented as Thor, she said, laughing. I feel like she was belittling Alice. Alice is very athletic, so we're focusing on sports at her kindergarten, I retorted. Alice was a lively child who loved physical activity. She was attending a kindergarten near our home that emphasized sports. Alice seems to be thriving, becoming faster and more confident. I was proud of her. Yes, but academics are important too, she said, glancing at me. What was she trying to say? Alice wasn't a slow learner. She was a normal child, able to read and write the alphabets. I listened, trying to keep my irritation in check. Yes, that's true, I replied. Then Jessica sat up straight and looked directly at me. Well, you know, things are getting expensive. Huh? I was taken aback by her words. What kind of support was she talking about? Ignoring my surprise, Jessica continued. I know you love my grandson, so I hope you understand, but money is tight, she said, looking embarrassed. If that's the case, she should do what she can within her means. I looked at her with a blank expression. It's not like it's putting a strain on your finances, but I can't just stop supporting him now. Asking us for support? Didn't she think it was strange? I was truly puzzled. Please, I want to help my grandson become successful. Was she willing to go this far for Thor over her own son, Harry? But if giving her money would make her appreciate Harry more, I was willing to try. I sighed and said, I can manage about $500. Can you do a little more? She looked up at me. She was incredibly shameless. But if I didn't give her this much, she probably wouldn't have asked. I decided to give Jessica a small portion of the money I have saved from my single days. I hope this will make her treat Harry better. Okay, I'll give you $1,000. Thank you, that's a big help, she said, relieved. It was almost time for Alice to come home. I told Jessica that I had to leave to pick up Alice from the school bus. I assumed she wouldn't bother seeing Alice. Oh, I want to see Alice too, she said, surprisingly. She had never shown any affection for Alice, who wasn't her biological grandchild. Still, it was better than her saying something hurtful. I went to pick up Alice. Soon, Alice's bus arrived, and she got off with a smile. Welcome home. Grandma's here to see you, I told her. Grandma? Papa's mommy? That's right. Say hello. Okay. Alice replied cheerfully and went inside. Jessica smiled at Alice. Welcome home, Alice. Do you remember Grandma? They had only met a couple of times, so I doubted she would remember. But Alice greeted her properly. Hi, were you waiting for me? She asked with a smile. Yes, I wanted to see your face once in a while, Jessica said insincerely. But it was better than her hurting Alice's feelings. I watched their interaction. Next month during the long weekend, your cousin will be visiting Grandma's house. Oh, really? Yes, so come visit, Jessica said with a smile. I had never met Ashley. She lived far away, and I had only spoken to her once on the phone. Although she was Harry's sister, she was Jessica's favorite daughter. What kind of person was she? I would also get to meet Thor. What kind of child was he? He was Alice's cousin, but would they get along? That night, I talked to Harry about it. Harry was surprised to hear that Ashley was coming. Oh, it's a long weekend, huh? Harry said casually. Thanks to Jessica's support, Ashley's son was able to attend tutoring and piano lessons. What if Ashley was a difficult person? The thought crossed my mind, but there was nothing I could do about it. She was family now. I would just have to try to get along. I casually asked Harry about Ashley's personality. She's a normal person, not a bad personality at all. I was surprised by his answer. It seems like Jessica was the only one who doted on her, and Ashley was actually a normal person. Ashley was living in the city due to her husband's job, but she wasn't a pushy mom. Mom makes Ashley out to be a tiger mom, but she and I were pretty normal. That's why she pins all her hopes on Thor, Harry sighed. I see. I was surprised by this unexpected information. I hoped Jessica would calm down for a while. I waited for the long weekend to arrive. About 3 months later, the day finally came. The day before, Ashley had called me on my phone. I'm heading your way tomorrow. Does Alice have any allergies? No, she's fine. Okay, great. I found some delicious looking sweets. Her voice was cheerful. She seemed like a good person. But I couldn't let my guard down yet. She was Jessica's daughter. I had to be cautious about what kind of person she was. The next day, I went to Harry's family home. Ashley came out to greet us at the entrance. Oh, finally! It's so nice to meet you, she said excitedly. She was quite cheerful with a petite and cute impression. Behind her stood a smart-looking boy. It's nice to finally meet you. I'm Ashley. I'm Rachel. It's a pleasure. Sis, you did it. What's that about? Harry said, rolling his eyes as he handed Ashley the luggage. Hey, let's do a puzzle together. Yeah. The children went off to play together. I was taken aback. I had been so worried. Ashley was nothing like I had imagined. Ashley immediately started moving around, making tea and bringing out snacks. She spoke to Alice kindly, and Alice quickly warmed up to her. Is Thor giving you any trouble? No, not at all. He's a big help, Harry said, laughing. The biggest problem was Jessica. Ever since she asked me for financial support, she had been coming to our house every week. She didn't have anything to say, no particular reason for her visits. What was the point? Well, most of the time, it was about money. In addition to the $1,000 monthly support, she was also asking for money for her social expenses and food. I had been giving her money, but I was reaching my limit. You guys are being too loud. Can't you calm down a bit? What? I'm just excited to finally see you, Ashley replied. If you came here more often, I could see your face. She pouted. Oh, that reminds me. We're moving closer next year, Ashley said. Jessica looked surprised and stared at Ashley. What? Why? She asked. I'm not interested in fancy private schools. I like it better here, Ashley said, looking at Thor. It seems like Ashley's husband's job transfer was the reason, and they were buying a house nearby. Jessica was trembling at the news. Jessica, are you okay? I asked, surprised. I'm so happy, she said, tears in her eyes. But she didn't say anything about giving up on the elementary school entrance exam, even though she had been so insistent. Well, there are plenty of good elementary schools around here. I need to start looking, Jessica exclaimed. So she wasn't giving up on the exam after all. I told you, we're not doing the exam. What are you talking about? Thor will inherit the family business. I won't allow you to be so selfish, she said to Ashley. Mom, it's none of your business anymore. They started arguing. Harry and I were caught off guard and couldn't say anything. Besides, we have an older brother. Why are you trying to make Thor inherit the business? Ashley shouted. Well, Harry can't have children, can he? She said loudly. I was so shocked that I couldn't say anything. That was not something to say in front of everyone. That has nothing to do with it. My brother is the eldest son. Ashley glared at Harry. And this isn't a place to say something like that. You're out of line, she sighed. Maybe so, but this woman doesn't think about anything. I had a headache. I glanced at Harry, who was next to me. Harry was trembling and staring back at Ashley. Ashley was also looking back at him with warm eyes. If you're going to say such ridiculous things, don't come to this house anymore, she declared. Jessica, who had been silent, finally spoke. Okay, I won't say it anymore, she replied, pouting. Ashley and I looked at each other and couldn't help but laugh. But Jessica wasn't the type to give up so easily. After that, Ashley started coming back more often than before. She came to check on Thor's preschool checkup and to see the progress of the new house. Even if she comes here, Thor is so talented. She should put him in a private school, she kept saying. I'm not interested in private schools. There are other options, Ashley said firmly. But Thor is a boy. He should aim higher. He's fine the way he is, Mom. You're so annoying. Despite saying that, Thor was still taking piano lessons, which he wanted to continue. He had quit tutoring but increased his piano lessons. Of course, Jessica was paying for it. Jessica continued to receive financial support from me, and there was still no word of gratitude. In fact, Jessica was now almost entirely focused on Thor and had completely forgotten about Harry. Was this a good thing? I felt conflicted. Then, autumn arrived. Alice would be starting elementary school next year. We had ordered her school bag in the spring, and it had arrived today. It wasn't an expensive one, but it was the one Alice had chosen. It was a beautiful lavender-colored school bag. It looks great on you, Harry said, laughing. I'm so happy, Alice said, carrying the school bag. Alice was so happy that she even took it to bed with her. I wonder if I had been this excited about my school bag when I was her age. I watched them, feeling content. Alice has grown up to be such a good kid. It's all thanks to you, Harry said, smiling. I truly feel that way. Alice had grown up to be so kind because of Harry's gentle nature. Sometimes, I worry about how Alice would have grown up without a father. But now, Harry was by her side. That sense of security enveloped me. That day, Jessica called, which was unusual. Ashley and the others are coming tomorrow. Can Alice come too? It was an invitation. Recently, Thor had been enjoying playing with Alice. Ashley had been visiting more often because Jessica's health had been declining. As a result, Alice and Thor had been seeing each other frequently. Alice was also looking forward to playing with Thor. They were the same age, so they got along well. I decided to pick up Alice from kindergarten after work and go to Harry's family home. Thor is coming today, right? Yeah. You can play until evening if Thor is okay with it. Yay! The children were getting along well, regardless of the adults' issues. I was happy about that. I hope they would continue to grow up that way. With that thought, I arrived at Harry's family home. I entered the living room and saw Ashley looking at the catalog on the sofa. Hi everyone, it's almost time to buy school supplies. Hi! I've been gathering things little by little, but since we were planning to send Thor to a private school, I have to start from scratch, Ashley laughed. Then, Jessica came out of the kitchen, offering tea. Goodness, school bags are almost sold out, aren't they? Well, he doesn't seem to care much about brands, so anything is fine. That's what I thought, Jessica said, and then she went back into the kitchen. Ashley and I looked at each other. Huh? Is she feeling unwell? I don't think so. We had only known each other for about half a year, but Ashley and I got along well. The friendly personality I had sensed at first hasn't changed. We had built a good relationship. Or so I thought. Then Jessica came back, carrying something large. What is it? I wondered, watching the scene. Jessica called Thor, who was playing in the living room. Thor, I want you to take a look at something. Thor seems to be in the middle of a game and complained. What? I'm busy. Don't say that. It's something good, Jessica said with a smile, handing Thor a box. Is it a present? What about Alice? I wondered. Well, Thor was her only grandson, but I thought she should at least be considerate. But I didn't say anything. Oh, and this is for Alice. Jessica handed Alice a small package. Grandma, what's this? Well, open it after Thor opens his, Jessica told Alice. Jessica had prepared something for Alice too. I was grateful for that. But something felt off. What is this big box? Ashley asked, sounding annoyed. Just open it, Jessica said, and Thor reluctantly opened the box. Inside was a black school bag. Isn't it nice, this school bag? Jessica said, smiling at Thor. But Thor didn't look happy. He just stood there, frozen. If I remember correctly, Thor wanted a dark green school bag, even though he didn't care about brands. Jessica must have known that. I looked at Jessica and she continued. I ordered this a while ago as an elementary school entrance gift. Seriously? What if he got into a private school? Ashley said, sighing. It's a celebration, so it's okay. Use this $5,000 gift properly, Jessica said, pressing the school bag into Thor's hands. Thor looked like he was about to cry as he accepted the school bag. Oh, I want to open mine too, Alice said innocently, opening her package. Inside was a simple eraser. This time, I was completely stunned. This is your entrance gift. It erases well, Jessica said to Alice with a smile. Oh, thank you, Alice said, looking happy. Jessica had just said that Thor's school bag cost $5,000, and Alice's gift was an eraser that probably cost less than $1? I was speechless. Wait a minute, this is too much. Alice only gets an eraser? Ashley protested. I exchanged glances with Ashley and looked at Jessica. Then, Jessica laughed. Well, you know, Alice isn't Rachel's biological child. What did that mean? A $5,000 school bag is too much for the stepson. Was that how she saw it? Well, I guess that makes sense. To Jessica, Alice was just another grandchild who suddenly appeared. And she wasn't particularly cute. She wasn't going to inherit the family business, and she wasn't particularly talented. Alice didn't need a fancy school bag, but where did she get the $5,000? Thinking about it, it could only have come from the money I had been giving her. Thinking that, I couldn't help but think about a lot of things. Mom, that's too much, Ashley said. It's okay, Ashley, I said, smiling at her. Anyway, we'll be leaving now. I'm sorry. I apologized and took Alice home. On the way home, I thought about many things, and I quickly came to a decision. I would stop supporting Jessica financially. If she wanted to support Thor's piano lesson and other things, she could. But that was no longer my concern. I couldn't worry about Jessica's reputation anymore. With that thought, I sighed and headed home. When I got home, Harry was home early, which was unusual. Oh, you're late, he said, smiling. I gave a brief reply, put Alice in the bath and made dinner. Then, I put Alice to bed early and told Harry what had happened today. Harry looked surprised, then his expression turned pale. I had never told Harry about the financial support I was giving Jessica. She was asking you for that much? Harry was stunned. I wanted her to appreciate you a little more, I said. Harry sighed and contacted Ashley. I didn't want Ashley to know either, but I couldn't keep it a secret anymore. Harry calmly explained the situation, and a scream like protest came from the other end of the phone. What? I didn't know anything about that, Ashley exclaimed. Yeah, I know, Harry replied. Jessica would never have said anything because of her pride, and I wouldn't have bothered to tell her. Ashley asked to speak to me, and I reluctantly took the phone. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I didn't know. I have all the money you gave her. You didn't have to give her anything, she sighed. Eventually, Ashley and Jessica had a big argument. Mom, how could you ask Rachel for money? Well, it's the eldest son's family. It's only right that they give us some support. Jessica tried to defend herself. Jessica had been receiving about $1,500 a month from me. But according to Ashley, the piano lessons cost about $200, and the tutoring was less than $100. So where was the rest of the money going? I was wondering about that when I found out that Jessica was hosting a parties for her senior citizen group and friends. Ashley said that Jessica enjoyed being praised at those gatherings because no one ever comes to see me. What are you talking about? You were always bothering my brother's family. There's no fun in caring for the child who isn't my own grandchild. Jessica blurted out her true feelings. Jessica only wanted to dote on Thor, but Thor was far away, and the eldest son, who lived nearby, couldn't have children, only a stepchild. So, she wanted to get money from Harry and use it as she pleased. She was a completely selfish person. I'm not going to take care of you anymore, Mom. I've given you so much money all this time. We don't need a new school bag either. Ashley had declared that she would buy a new school bag. Then, Jessica suddenly changed her tone. Hey, Rachel, you won't betray me, right? She said with a smirk. I'm thinking of cutting ties with you too, Jessica. What are you talking about? You're the oldest son's wife. You don't have any children, so… Actually, I'm pregnant. Jessica looked as if she had been shocked. Harry had given up on having children, but I was actually pregnant. I had 5 months along and finally in the stable period. With the news of the long-awaited child, Harry decided to cut ties with Jessica. Where did you cheat on him, you slut? Jessica tried to grab me. Stop it, she's pregnant. Ashley pulled Jessica away from me. I declared my disownment of Jessica. What are you talking about? If that baby is a boy, he'll be the heir. Jessica shouted. There's nothing to inherit. Just let it all go. Harry sighed. No. Thor might not inherit it either. I have no intention of making him inherit it. We're never coming back to this house again, Ashley said, taking my hand. I followed Ashley out of the house. Jessica was still shouting, I'll never forgive you. Ashley and I pretended not to hear and left Harry's family home. After that, Jessica had a hard time. She spread bad rumors about me and Ashley to the relatives, but they scolded her instead. He's the eldest son, and she's Ashley's child. You can't be unreasonable, they said. But Jessica still wouldn't listen and tried to cause trouble at our house. I'll forgive you now, so hurry up and give me the money, she said with a big smile. But I had quit my part-time job and was now a full-time housewife. I had almost no money left. I have no money to give you, I said firmly. What are you talking about? The eldest son should. She started lecturing me through the intercom, so I turned off the power. I thought it would be bad for my health to listen to that kind of talk endlessly. After that, Jessica started visiting our house when Alice came home. Feeling unsafe, I fled to my parents' house. I decided to give birth here. Harry agreed with my decision. I had Alice transferred and enrolled her in the kindergarten near my parents' house. Jessica had visited Harry, but Harry had moved while I was away. He didn't tell Jessica anything. It was sad that Alice had to change elementary schools, but it was better than being exposed to Jessica's toxicity. Jessica ran out of money and seemed to have lost all her friends. Well, it's questionable whether those people were ever her friends in the first place. Jessica, in desperation, turned to Ashley for help, but Ashley refused to help her. Later, the money came back from Ashley. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I caused you. It's okay, you didn't know, I said, smiling. I gave birth to the baby boy just before Alice's elementary school entrance ceremony. He was a chubby little boy. He looks just like his big brother. He's so cute. I'm just glad he was born safely. Yeah, I'm so glad, I said, smiling. Ashley was also smiling as she stroked my son's head. Thor, next to her, was looking at the baby with a curious expression. Babies are probably rare at this age. We didn't tell Jessica about the birth of our son. But Jessica somehow found out about the birth of our son and contacted Harry once. I'll forgive you if you apologize now. I'll raise him properly as the heir. Please don't contact us anymore, Harry said coldly and hung up the phone. Harry looked tired, but I couldn't help but laugh. What kind of heir was she talking about? Soon after that, Alice's entrance ceremony was held, and Harry attended. They took a photo together, looking like a real parent and child. No, they were already a real parent and child. I was so happy that my eyes narrowed. We were starting a new life in a new place, looking towards the future. Jessica would probably continue to walk alone in loneliness. She was walking a different path from us. I was only looking forward with Alice, Harry, and my newborn son.